And that's one thing that I just want people to remember is like feed yourself with the good stuff, AKA the good thoughts. And what you're going for is going to show up, in that
So
metaphorical poop kind of way. You're going to have a product at the end of it. So just make sure you're putting in the right stuff.
you cited momentum as being some of your strongest focus. Does that also include ability and quality of work as well, and being able to put one foot in front of the other?
Well, and that's another great thing about what the digestive system reminds us is that every day is a new day. And if you're maybe when you're a teenage boy, maybe now, I don't know about men in general, but they seem to go a little more often than women do. So, but every time you go is a new opportunity to get it right. So whether or not you make a mistake one day, it's okay because tomorrow you can do it again. And it's kind of the really nice metaphor. Like, yeah, today maybe my number two wasn't great, but maybe I'm not eating enough fiber or drinking enough water. I can try again tomorrow. And there's always, you learn from it, but you always can do it again. And that's what we have to remember about life is that, you're going to make mistakes. But do you think about your poo after you flush it? No, just let it go and try
Hmm.
again.
That's kind of a good metaphor, isn't it?
It is. It's perfect. It just hits everything.
How many kids do you have?
I have three beautiful humans.
And what do these three beautiful humans think about mommy, who's written a book about utilizing poo and its associations to getting better in life?
They think it's fantastic. And, I had the concept in my mind decades ago. I had the title over 20 years ago, and I just didn't get to writing it because life happened. I started having kids and just it was always in the back of my mind, like I should do this someday. But everything has its perfect timing because all of my kids have added a few stories within the book, and it would be less rich without them because children are pure joy, not to the parents all the time, but they experience pure joy most of the time. And we somehow lose that as adults. And so some of their first jokes are toilet jokes. They start to experience little toots and gurgles here and there, and it's hilarious. And yet we as adults tend to silence them.
I never
And
grew out of it.
well, good, I'm glad to hear this. But there's a lot of people who are just like, don't talk about that. That's potty humor. That's not allowed here. But how would you feel if that was your only world? So you came back from work and you start telling your wife about or your partner about what happened, and they say, that's not appropriate. When you're a kid, that's like the funnest part of your day. Like, oh, I accidentally farted at school. And you want to tell someone. And if you're told, that's not appropriate, you start to actually, hold yourself back from being who you truly are. So there you go. Another metaphor for you,
There's so
analogy.
many funny references to it when you think about it. It's like, personally, if I think about it, I think about the time Penny, when we were like 8 years old, he jumped up to get a frisbee that was caught in the tree, and he ripped one when he jumped up to get the frisbee, and it's something that stayed with me for 50 years. you know,
Exactly. Exactly.
Everybody's
All
got
those things
those.
are hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny that everybody has that same kind of reference, and yet it's kind of like tucked under the table where people don't want to talk about it because it's just that embarrassing to some.
Yeah. But I think I've seen, when Instagram first came out, everyone's posting all these beautiful pictures